On with the show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the often imitated, never duplicated Voices of Misery podcast. And of course, I'm the nerd with another podcast for that ass. What's going on, people? How the hell are you? I'm just sitting out chillaxing, man. It's a fucking Monday as I'm recording this bad boy. This is even recorded before the live podcast. Look at me go. Look at me, a little go-getter over here. Well, the reason is I got some shit to do this week, and I won't be able to record until Friday. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get the Wednesday podcast out. People love the Wednesday show, man. I fucking love it, and it's everyone's favorite show of the week. Sorry, Nerdette, but we know which one yours is. But everyone's is the Wednesday show, and it's also mine. I love it. You know, I do love hanging out with the spouse every once in a while, you know. I do like hanging out with you guys in our intimate setting across the table from Old Nerd with a candle that maybe a little glass of some Chardonnay for you and a Zevia ginger ale for me. We're just hanging out together, having a good old time. How the fuck are you guys doing, man? What a good weekend. I hung out and I watched SummerSlam, actually. And both nights, surprisingly, I watched both nights. I just had it on the background. I was pretty stoned, and I had a really shitty fucking night, Saturday night, and then that bled into Sunday, and it was just an awful day. I couldn't even really hang out with my pal Snickerdoodle, unfortunately. I was so damn distraught that I was like, hey, I just need a day to just chill out, you know, and just fucking just be in my head here. It was a rough couple of days, but I mean, it wasn't the worst, you know. I just got fed up with some things, just thinking about life in general and the direction of mine, what I put up with and deal with on a daily basis, just the shit in life. And I'm like, you know what, I gotta just be upset for a day. And normally I fall asleep and I wake up and it resets, but it just didn't this morning, so I'm still in a little bit of a funk, but it's starting to come out of it now. And we're gonna have a good show today, and beneficial show for you guys. And I'm busy this week because I got some important shit to take care of with the house and everything. But it's gonna be a Q&A show, and I got some more questions here in the bag. I told you guys I had a few left over, and I also got a letter that someone wrote specifically to me, bitching me out. That's going to be a deep dive segment for today. I'm bringing back Snickerdoodle's deep dives because I missed it last week. We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it this week either. We're too busy just being each other's sounding board and being each other's best friend. That's what best friends do. But I did find a good usage of the deep dive. And this letter someone wrote, it's fucking incredible, man. I read it and I looked at it and I'm like, what the fuck? Someone took the time to write me a little bit of nastiness. So, yeah, I want to get your guys' opinion on this letter when I read it out later. But there are some questions in here that I'm going to get to in a minute. But we did watch a movie called I Know Where You Live. And this is a 2B Black special. It is a black-ass movie, ghetto-ass, Snickerdoodle making me watch these fucking insane movies. But no, not making me. I actually have a good time watching them. And this is like the new thing. It's just watching these old ghetto-ass movies, very low-budget films on 2B. And there's so many of them. The acting is terrible. Fucking everything is bad. These people don't know how to act. They don't know what to fucking do. This one, I could have swore they were just making up the words as they went along. They were like, all right, we're just going to film you guys for 90 minutes. This is the loose storyline. Make up your own like words and just talk to each other. Make up your own dialogue. That's how it felt. Like you're at a campfire passing the fucking stick, and whoever's got the stick has to tell the story and continue from there. That's what it felt like. But I Know Where You Live was actually a pretty decent one. It starred Tamar Braxton, Toni Braxton. Remember her when she was, unbreak my heart, Toni Braxton. Her sister, Tamar, was actually pretty good looking back in the day with her. They were like the hottest sisters. And then something happened, man, and they turned into fucking cats. But, you know, Tamar Braxton looks like shit in this movie. The acting was actually pretty good, though, man. For a 2B movie with no storyline or whatever the fuck, this was a good film, actually. It's basically the familiar trope of like, you know, this woman meets a guy's great, the guy turns out to be fucking crazy later on and she's got to get away from him. This is basically Jennifer Lopez's Enough, pretty much like same, similar storyline where the woman's got to like escape the craziness. And this was a good movie. It really was, actually. Surprisingly enough, I'm going to give this one 2 thumbs up because it was a 2B movie. I have very low expectations for these films, and often those low expectations are met in spades. But, you know, this one actually surprised me. It was actually a really good movie, so I enjoyed it. I Know Where You Live on I did, what's it called on Tubi? But Marquez Houston, the guy from that fucking music group. I can't remember what the group was, but Marquez Houston. Just type it in, you'll see what the fucking group was. Like Bad Creation or some shit. I don't know. He is actually the producer in a lot of these movies, so good for him, man. You know, getting a career going, and I'm not gonna bash it. Lioness is back. Actually, I'm gonna be watching that this week. Lioness is fucking back. I love this show. It's gonna be bittersweet because I was actually watching this with my old pal, the one that's not here anymore. So it's definitely going to hurt watching this one without her. But man, I'm definitely going to watch it. This show was really good, so I'm gonna have to put aside my sadness and just get through this one. Yeah. Anyway, one thing that's in the news, and I got a lot of questions about this. I'm not gonna read every single one of them, but it was about Shiloh Hendrix, and to get my views on that, I'm pretty sure I gave that as well as the Fauci one, but I'll do it again, just because there were so many of them that I cut out. But the thing about the COVID thing, and you have to look at it now with the hindsight of, you know, we knew this all along here at the Voices of Misery. We knew this. We knew everything. Everything they're saying now, we fucking already knew. We were saying this shit. Those longtime listeners of the show, you guys that have been here, no, man. Ever since day one, I was against all of this crap. I lost friends over it. Remember that old group we used to be a part of? Yeah, them. Got into a big argument with two other people there because they were bitching about the essentialness and also the crap, and I was just like, this ain't even fucking real. Look who's vindicated now. But anyway, it's just you have to think about it this way. There were people that were lost back then, and they're still lost today. And I don't know what more can be done. It's just like, the saddest thing for me is that we're now never going to fucking get back to a point where we can agree on anything. It's always going to be left versus right. And it's more evident now with this shit where Fauci's out there with his fucking, it's not his personal diary anyway. It was on government servers, so it's public record. Bragging about meeting celebrities, bragging about all this shit and contradicting himself because he was saying one thing in his diary and he was saying another thing on TV. He was saying that the fatality rate was 1% or whatever, and it was really like 0.002% or some shit like that. And it's just like, why'd you lie? And people were in on it. It's not just Fauci. He's not the only one to blame. There were a lot of people that were covering up for him. He had people hand delivering him letters because he didn't want him emailed. And what the fuck were these handwritten letters? What did they say? He was so protected for so long, and they made him the face of this shit. And he was riding high, man. He was loving the celebrity. Ask him. Read his fucking little transcripts. I think they're available online now. You can see it for yourself. This motherfucker loved the celebrity. He just loved it. He was about Julia Roberts and, I got a call from Julia Roberts. I really like this. For all the science. Fucking piece of shit. I'm telling you, man, Anthony Fauci needs to be tried for all of this shit. Crimes against humanity. Just fuck him. And it just... I don't give a shit about a fucking pardon. Someone is fucking evil, and what the fuck he did. No pardon should save this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about a presidential pardon over some shit like that. I'm sorry. Some things take precedence over a pardon. You fucking find that little piece of shit. You fucking drag him by his fucking ears. You make him answer questions. And if he doesn't, guess what? Same outcome. You're guilty. Throw him in the fucking wood chipper on TV so we could all see what the fuck is going to happen to the next person that tries this shit. It is so fucking evil. I cannot stand that little fucking troll motherfucker. From day one, I hated that piece of shit. You see him with his little fucking arms folded, looking down on people, knowing that he's lying to every single person. Wouldn't even turn around to look anyone in the eyes. Like, yep, I'm the one that did it to you. Won't even look his fucking victims in the eyes. That's how much of a coward he is. I cannot stand that piece of shit, man. And, we talk about it now in the news, but people fell in line back then, and they'll do it again. Look at them now. The news, the fucking Fox was the only one, I think, that even talked about this. And even some of those anchors were like, it's sad what they're doing to Fauci. Showing sympathy to the man that killed millions of people. Even go back to the HIV/AIDS pandemic. He was saying that it was airborne. You can get it being in the same room and touching the same surface and shit. And, I made a new friend, and they were telling me that, they were into a lot of shit. They've got a very high profile job, and their spouse has another high profile job. And she actually had access to Fauci. She does work for the government. She was saying, like, when she met the guy, she just looked at him and just knew there was something wrong with him. And the way he was bragging about having, like, I guess, like the PPE, the same stuff that we have now to treat AIDS, they had back then. I'm just going by their words. This isn't a fact that I know. I'm just going off my friend's words, and that's exactly what they told me. And I wouldn't doubt it, because you look at the way they handled COVID, same fucking thing. We already had the shit in place, but they said it was horse deworm. Remember that? They outlawed any other treatment but the one they wanted you to have. Same shit with HIV. They just hit it better back then because there wasn't social media. This guy is fucking sinister, man. He is one of the most evil men on the planet. He's got to be at least top 10, because we got a lot of other ones out there, man. You got Bill Gates, you got fucking Nancy Pelosi. There's so many of them. There's so many fucking evil people out there. It's a crazy fucking world, man. But I mean, people fall for it again. There were such obvious double standards at the time. The 6-foot distancing, fucking riots. It was okay to be racist, to hate Asians. Remember that shit? It was the fucking weird thing. They said in the beginning, when they were like, okay, it was racist if you called it the Wuhan China virus, because it would incite hatred against Asians. But when Asians were getting thrown in front of fucking subways in New York by black people, it was okay to hate Asians then. It was like, who gives a fuck, There were so many double standards there. So many and this all happened during that time frame. And then after they said it wasn't a Wuhan virus, they were trying to say something else. And it was just fucking crazy. There was just so many things. Oh, yeah, the French Laundry. That's what I was thinking about. I couldn't remember the name of the restaurant, but when Gavin Newsom was eating that French Laundry, when Nancy Pelosi went and got her fucking hair done, all these people having fucking private parties and shit. Remember that one guy? The one director who was having parties at his house without COVID restrictions or any of that guidelines or no masking. He was just throwing sex parties. These motherfuckers were flaunting it right in front of your face, and no one paid for it. Go ask yourself, what are you going to do the next time this happens? Because they've tried many times since COVID. I mean, hantavirus, the fucking that thing they're doing now with the lettuce and shit, with the diarrhea. I know it's a little bit different, but I'm surprised they're not locking people in their house. If you've eaten lettuce, don't leave your house. Oh, you've all eaten lettuce. Stay in your house for 2 weeks. Now 2 months, because we figured out it's something else now. You know what I mean? It's just, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So never give them an inch. And that fucking pardon thing, it really bothers me with Fauci. It really fucking bothers me. Because, like, you can do whatever you want if you have a pardon. It's like, oh, I have a pardon for crimes for 10 years ago. So they can find out shit about this man, and it doesn't matter because he's got a blanket pardon. How does that make any sense? It's like you were giving this guy fucking carte blanche to just kill people, saying it's okay to do what he did because you'll get a pardon in the end. There is such an injustice there that I cannot even put together the words to tell you how fucking angry I am about this shit. How come the fucking United Healthcare CEO gets shot in the head, but yet Fauci's still fucking out there? You know what I mean? Fuck this guy. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck. I just don't. He's a sinister person. I'm just saying, man, find him. Put him in front of a judge. They find him guilty. You know what to do, man. Death penalty for crimes against humanity. Fair court, make sure he gets his day in court because everyone deserves it. That's what we do here. But once he's found guilty, throw that fucking pardon out immediately and say, no, you're going to court for this shit, man. We have to have something we can't let this ride. You cannot let this ride out. This motherfucker's evil. The shit that he did to people, the irreparable damage he did for generations to come. Fuck him, man. How many millions of people has Anthony Fauci been responsible for the death of? Ted Bundy ain't got nothing on him, man. He's a real fucking killer right there. Oh my God. There's a lot of double standards. So I was asked about the Shiloh Hendricks thing as well. And just with that, yeah, she disturbing the peace, I think it was, and $1,000 fine or some shit like that they got her for. And it's just like, for saying the N-word, she got disturbing the peace. But yet that word is shouted multiple times by blacks against each other all the time. But yet it's not the same word. But if one person uses it, it's disturbing the peace. But if another one says it, it's not. It's just, oh, who cares? They're allowed to do it. That is some weird classism bullshit right there, isn't it, though? I mean, wouldn't you say that? Sure, how the fuck are you going to say disturbing the peace? Because they just wanted to hit her. She's a white woman. That's the only reason. If it was a black woman that said that to somebody's kid, this would never have been a thought. Because there is a fucking double standard. The magic N-word, it's so fucking stupid. Seriously, everyone should just say it all the fucking time now. Just seriously, it's so fucking dumb. I've had enough of it, seriously. I fucking had enough of this, the N-word. Your whole fucking life you heard the N-word. Like, shut the fuck up with this shit. It's a fucking word. If you get so riled up over a word that you're allowed to violently attack somebody, because that is a thing, if I forgot what the act was called, but if you say if you say a certain word that incites a physical reaction out of somebody, you're the one that's in trouble. You know, it's like, how the fuck? And that word is one of them. You could say, fuck you, motherfucker. Nope, you can't punch somebody over that. Just let it roll off your skin. You fucking honky. Nope, let it roll off your skin, you cracker. Yep, roll off your skin. But you say that N-word. Nope. Nope. Fucking all bets are off. You are liable to get beat the fuck up, and everyone claps for the person beating you up because that word is just, for some reason, the most protected word, but yet also freely, liberally used word in other communities. It's so fucking strange how that works, right? It's fucking, it is a garbage word. It's an ugly word. Let's just fucking stop using it. Or just remove the fucking restriction on it. It's just so stupid. There is no restriction. It's just a fucking imaginary thing that they put into law. They are setting a dangerous precedent here, man. A dangerous fucking precedent. You fucking get this bitch held for, fucking A, dude. I just, disturbing the peace. I just can't even wrap my head around it. It's fucking ridiculous, man. But whatever, we got a show here to get to today. It's a special Q&A show because I got shit to do. All right, this one's from Derek. What's one take from a few years ago that you've either doubled down on harder or quietly walked back after more life experience? I would have to say, as far as double down harder on, it would have to be... I would have to say with the whole... Man, that's just tough because there's a couple of them that really stand out. Like I've always been consistent with COVID. I've never deviated from that. I don't think I could have doubled down more than I've gone on that. I mean, I've going fucking hard in the paint on that one for years now. I would have to say with Black culture, I would have to say that's been a topic that's really been something that I might have touched on in the past very lightly and then stayed away from it because it was a topic I never felt comfortable talking about. You know, just a little old spick here, just talking about things that I shouldn't have any say in, according to some people, but I have a say in it, and I talk about it a lot because I feel like the culture's fucking rotten, and it's not the people, it's the culture. And, you know, I talk about it a lot now, pretty much every episode or every other episode now I'm bringing it up because it's disgusting, and I can see why people are fatigued. I mean, you look at what the fuck is going on here, and it's just like, you don't feel safe, you don't feel comfortable. You go into a mall, you see a bunch of them, you know, with their pants down and acting stupid with chains on and acting aggressive and loud. You're just like, why the fuck do I exist in the same universe as that? You know, when you start looking at people as a whole different fucking species, there's a problem there because we're not a different species. We're all the same fucking person. So you look at why. Why is the behavior this way? And you look at things that happen to, you know, the drug culture in the 80s, the fucking crack epidemic. You look at the fucking family units being split up, you know, the fucking war on marijuana, just arrested motherfuckers in the 90s taking dads out of the home, and the rise of rap music and gangster lifestyles being reinforced, and movies portraying black people as thugs and shit, and that being emulated in the streets. Gang culture because you got no family to turn to, and the mom has to work harder so she can't raise the kids are raising each other, and these movies are raising them, and that music's raising them. There's so many fucking terrible things that happen to black people, and they used to be a beautiful race, man. You know, highly religious back in the day. The family units, the dad was always in the home. You look at old black families from the 60s, the 50s, the families were fucking strong back then. It's just something happened, and you look at the 80s, what happened in the 80s. So that's definitely one I fucking triple down on now because that's the problem that needs to be talked about. You can't just keep throwing welfare at the problem and saying, you guys are so underprivileged and you don't even know what a computer is. Get the fuck out of here with the insulting rhetoric the left uses as well. It's so fucking awful. It really is, man. And these people just fucking let it happen just because it's all free. Swipe your EBT, right? Fucking remember that song? Fucking disgusting. It really is a disgusting thing, man. But thank you for that question. It got me going there. So back in the day, you guys used to talk about wrestling and do like predictions and stuff like that. Do you still follow wrestling at all, or has that fully given way to the current events and entertainment mix of the show that you guys do now with the Am I the Assholes? Keep rocking on. Thank you. Well, we do it once in a while, and definitely not as much anymore because the product sucks. Like last night I watched it, but it wasn't really watched. It was just kind of on in the background. And I used to have a favorite wrestler, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. When he retired, I stopped watching. It just wasn't as fun anymore. You know, when you start seeing your childhood heroes, and these guys were childhood heroes, and I was a kid, I'm not going to lie. You watch wrestling, and I still hear like Hulk Hogan's theme song, and I get the goosebumps still like I did when I was a child. You know, it just brings you back to a better time. But as these guys get older and they start dying off because they die early, they retire, they just disappear, they just, whatever, they get arrested in a lot of cases. And these new guys are coming in, you just don't connect with them. It's just not the same product as it used to be. It's just not entertaining to me anymore. I just don't have a connection with it like I used to. I don't really care, but I did watch the one the other night. It was pretty decent. This wasn't the best thing I've ever seen. It wasn't the worst. I just wasn't really watching as much. It was just kind of on in the background as I was doing other things. That's the problem. I just never really sit and pay attention to it. It doesn't interest me like it used to, and that's fine. I'm not going to shit on it and say it sucks. Like some people will waste their whole lives telling you how much something sucks because they want people to know that they hate it now. That's just their fucking way. There's miserable fucks that have to do shit like that. It's still a good product for people that like it. Obviously, they have an audience for it. It's just not for me. When I was a kid, the people that grew up watching Nick Bockwinkel and fucking Vern Gagne back in the day, they were probably like, "Who the fucking Hulk Hogan? These cartoon characters. You got a plumber, fucking rest. You got a barber guy. What the fuck?" So I get it. Duke the Dumpster Drosy. I mean, give me a fucking break. These guys all had occupations. They're all blue collar guys that somehow got on TV and fought each other every week. So fucking weird, man. But yeah, thanks for the question. I just don't really, I don't know. I just don't care. I just don't care about it anymore. But that's okay. We grow up and we change. Oh, here we go. This one's from Lexi, our good pal, the comedian who writes her Seinfeld jokes. Nerd, after that episode where you talked about your wild night on powerful shrooms and how everything felt fake, has that experience changed how you approach your daily life? Or do you just keep acting chaotic? Well, thank you, Lexi. It does change the way that I think, which is great when I had that experience. And when I took the week off and I came back and I had a similar nightmare night where I was just panicking and shit and having those same terror feels, the chills down my spine. Speaking of which, the new Insidious movie's coming out August 21st, and I am excited. Yeah, boy, I love those fucking movies. But, yeah, when I have those and I have like a next day of reflection where my brain is clear, I think about things and, I always think about shit that just bothers me. And the number one thing that bothers me, no surprise, was losing my pal. And I think about her a lot. And, I was thinking about it and just started getting all fucking sad and shit and started breaking down a bit and started feeling all sorts of emotion. And it was a nightmare. It was a fucking nightmare. Then the next day it was gone. I felt fine. And, my brain was clear, but then you don't take it for a few days and it comes right back. Just those like, fuck, racing thoughts, just whatever. It really fucking blows, man. But what are you going to do? It does help me, it helps me focus more though. It really does. And now that I take it responsibly, I don't take like fucking 4 pills a day now. I take like 1 or 2 and it keeps me going. I just, I don't say be able to focus more. I'm happier in life. That helps. It's kind of neuters me a bit, And it's all natural, which is what I love. But down here in South Carolina, they did outlaw this stuff. So the little bit I have here will be the last batch I ever get. These people are fucking terrible down here, man. They like reclassified everything because they're like, no, people are enjoying life. We got to change this. And it is what it is. Alcohol gets put in more stores as this gets taken off the shelves. It's just such a ridiculous fucking world that we live in. It is. It is. The party that lets you fucking cut your penis off and become a woman won't let you get high. You know what I mean? Like all of these people, all of them, they're all the same. They're all fucking terrible. All right, Lexi. All right, so you had the guy from the Penis Envy book on. You had that transgender scientist that was stupid on. Any chance of bringing either of them back, or are there other types of guests that you want next? Oh, that was another one from Derek. Interesting question there, dude. I mean, I don't remember the guy's name, but I do remember having him on this show about his book. I don't remember what the fuck we talked about. Man, I have so many of these conversations every day, and we've done so many shows. It's really hard to remember. But I do remember the transgender scientist. We had a long conversation. It was a good, productive one, too, about transgender and all that bullshit, the science behind it, and how I still didn't buy anything they said afterwards. But we did a 2-parter. That was a good one. Will I bring either of them back? No. Unless that guy writes another book. That's interesting. I wouldn't have him back on. I mean, what are we going to talk about? The same book, And the scientist, I think, a 2-part episode was way more than enough, unless he wants to come back on. He wants to come back on and maybe say they were wrong. Then yeah, I would let him come back on for that. But no, I don't. I try not to hit the same well twice, unless they're a good friend of the show. Like my pal Ava can come on anytime. She's got an open invitation, obviously. And, there are some people I have on more than once, but I try to keep it fresh. I don't like having the same guests on all the time. But I mean, if you guys ever really like someone that I had on the show and you're like, hey, get him back on, I can make it happen. I got to say, hey, come back on. People like you. They want you to come back on. We'll make it happen. So I actually got another one booked to record next week with a college football coach, son of legendary Jay Paterno, talking about the college football program and the problems that are going on there. And that's going to be a really big one. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that would be the next guest for me then, Jay Paterno. That'll be a fun conversation. I don't know. What types of guests? Let me turn this around on you guys. What types of guests would you like me to have on? What kind of shows do you like that I do the best? You like supernatural? You like the weird stories, near death experiences, religion? What do you guys like the best? Tell me what you like. Send an email to voicesofmiserypodcast at gmail.com, and keep these emails coming too, because I like doing the Q&As. They're a lot of fun. So your bipolar episode is my favorite. It felt more personal than most of your shows. Has talking about it on air changed how people interact with you in your Discord channel or the hate mail? Great question. That was from Rebecca. Yeah, thanks first for the feedback. Obviously, that was definitely the most personal one. It's a hard thing to talk about because you have to really let your guard down, and I don't know. I just feel like it's important for me to get that stuff out there because people listen to the show, obviously, and if there's anyone that has issues or anything with bipolar or any kind of depression or anxiety or just mental health in general, man, it's good to hear that someone else has it too and you're not alone. And you guys are definitely not alone. I am fucked up very badly. I mean, seriously, it's terrible, man. But I do feel like I've healed a lot over the past few months. I've done a lot of reflection and thinking, and I just know what is going on here, upstairs now a lot better than I used to. And finding the shrooms actually really helped out a lot. So it helped me rationalize things a lot better. And yeah, it's just, as far as the feedback goes, it hasn't really changed anything. I got a lot more sympathy emails, which I don't ask for sympathy. I don't care about it, but a lot of people asking about, am I better? How you feeling today? Stuff like that. Like more people check in now than before. How about that? And that's nice. It's sweet. It definitely gets to me sometimes. Like, just doing a fucking podcast in our bedroom 3 days a week can have people caring about you because of the work you put in, the time and the investment that you made with the audience and the connection that was made. That's a beautiful thing. I really enjoy this whole process. And like I said before too, on another show, just addressing something completely different. I know like the live shows have been consistent still. It's just, man, it's so fucking hard to get over on a fucking channel that's dedicated to video and in gaming more. So it's just a fucking process. We're trying to find a different alternative, kind of like what Podbean was, where it was dedicated for radio. That's what I'm looking for here. So if you guys got any ideas on that, would love to know, so we can get that going again, because it's just different. It's a different audience that you find on Twitch, and it's just not ideal for me. I don't really care for it too much. I was never a fan of it. That's why we stopped using it. But originally, for those long-time listeners, remember the old Twitch shows we used to do way back in the day. But yeah, people in Discord, they still treat me like shit, I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, that's it, man. So when Nerdette is on the Am I the Asshole shows versus when you do your solo shows, does that dynamic shift with how aggressive you get with the chat, or do you treat both formats the same once the mic's on? Well, I think you might be confused here. The Wednesday show is not live. It will be one day, but right now it's not live. It's just me recording it, pre-recording it. Like right now, I'm recording this on a Monday. It's gonna be on a Wednesday that this one gets aired, obviously. But the energy does change a little bit here now. When I'm doing the asshole show, having a good time. We're just hanging out with our people, man. That's all that is. Just sitting there chilling, shooting the shit. That would be like us sitting at a table. Everyone's got their drinks or smoke or whatever they get high on and or drunk on or whatever, and we're just reading stories and just having a debate at the fucking table. That's how I treat those, and it's different. I don't have to let my brain work too hard. I know very easy to get lost in your words sometimes, but on those shows, it's just very loose and fun. I have a lot of fun doing those. Honestly, those are probably my favorite because it's something that we do together. And we don't do a lot together as we get older. It's just we do less and less stuff. But, that's something that we could still do together and have a good time. And you guys coming in there means everything. My personal favorite show was when everyone came in at the end on the mic on our last one on Podbean. That was my favorite. So, yeah. Doesn't really change too much. But, yeah, I basically treat them the same, but when I'm doing these, like right now, I have to do a lot more thinking. You're solo. You got to keep it entertaining and keep the conversation flowing by yourself, which is not easy. A lot of you motherfuckers can't do it with a good person talking to you. You can't even keep a conversation going. So imagine doing it alone. But yeah, yeah, it hasn't really changed too much. I just have to think more on this one. That's all. So after covering stories like the Erica Kirk and Candace Owens stuff, the Charlie Kirk murder, and similar culture war flashpoints, do you feel like those topics are getting more exhausting or more necessary for your show? Oh, that's a fucking good one, man. That's Harriet, by the way. I gotta read your names first. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, they do get exhausting after a while. There are some things like when new developments come up, I'll talk about the Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, Candace Owens stuff. But there really hasn't been much on that front. If you notice, I haven't talked about Israel, Iran, Palestine. I just don't care enough about that shit. They don't matter to me. I'm an American first guy. I don't care about anything else but America. That's all I care about because I live here. I care about the issues that are here. The domestic bullshit that we're going through right now with each other. This divorce of the country that we're seeing every single day, just more and more prevalent. It's fucking terrible, man. They are exhausting. Yeah, they are. That's why you'll see some Wednesday shows will have more fun topics, and sometimes I'll throw a couple of different ones in there that I've never done before, delved into, and expect more interviews too. Those are just more fun to sit there and have another person on the other end just talking about their life and their career and experiences and things like that. So I do have some ideas here cooking. It's just been a very rough week. I just kind of took the week off to do not much, but just reflect, man, And of course, the question, I was waiting for this one because I have gotten a few about this where I talk about my old pal. In the recent episode where you said you had a message for an old friend, did they ever reach out or anything after it aired? No. And that's the kick in the balls right there, man. Just being so close with someone for such a long time, like inseparable for so long, and then it just ends. And I know, man, there's a lot that went into it, but all I want to do is talk to her one time and just tell her, just talk to her. That's all. Just one time, just one more time. I really need that closure. I really do. I can't go forward without it. It sucks. It fucking sucks. And the worst thing is I know she listens, that's all I need. I need one conversation, just one thing. I just want to say a couple of things, and that's it. I don't know. It fucking blows, man. Like I've learned a lot over the past year or so, and I went through a lot, man, a fucking lot, and it just sucks. It does. It fucking sucks. But no, to answer your question, no, they did not. Ay. So I don't know, man. So, how do you justify your constant both sides are right-leaning political rants when the actual threat to democracy and human rights is clearly coming from the right? Do you just not care about women, LGBTQ plus people, or people of color? Okay. See, they're not all nice people. Oh, man. They actually had a two-parter here. Let me read the other part here. Why do you keep platforming these anti-trans talking points like biology is real nonsense? We know that the kind of rhetoric directly harms marginalized communities and contributes to real-world violence against trans people. No, I mean, I don't advocate for violence against anybody. The reason why I keep saying these is because it's my opinion and my name's on the banner, so fuck you. That's number one. And number two, I don't say anything that's not true. My thing is I'm not going to fall in line just because a bunch of people want me to. And it's not this me versus you attitude or me versus anybody. It's not a contrarian opinion I have to have on everything. I'm quite opposite. I agree with people when they make sense. I've agreed with the left wing on certain issues and the right wing on other issues. It's just on common sense issues, I find the right wing way more relatable, especially when it comes to men and women. There's just something that you can never deny. I don't know, you're probably a trans person. And if you are, fuck you even more because you're just an idiot, mentally ill person. Write me an email telling me I'm crazy. But the thing is, you think one thing and I think another. I can't force my opinion on you, but you're trying to force yours on me. And why is it so important for me, a complete stranger, to fall in line with your way of belief and your ideologies and your falsehoods? I see it as a fucking lie. I can look down and know what the fuck I am. You can look down and you're still confused. What the fuck is your problem? And I'm not trying to come off here as an asshole. There are some people out there that are being hurt and harmed, but no one's coming after you. There's no violence against trans people. Trans people are the ones perpetuating violence against us because they're desperate, they're empowered, and they're crazy. That's exactly the issue here. They're the ones shooting up schools. They're the ones attacking people in public. They're the ones having these fucking meltdowns where they can't control themselves like decent human beings. They're the ones that are shaking their ass in front of children. They're fucking disgusting. And I'm just going to say this without even raising my voice because I'm nice and calm right now. Fuck trans people. I don't give a fuck about them. If there's a real transgender person out there really suffering and you really feel like, you're not seen or heard, it's because these other fucking insane ones out there are taking your thunder away. I feel bad for the LGBT community. The gays, lesbians, and bisexuals are finally accepted. And then he's fucking attached the T and all the other weird shit to it, and now they're getting thrown into the same bullshit. It's all because of the transgenders, the fucking radical ones, man. There's some out there that are normal. I had a couple on the show. Taylor Suchek, I thought they were amazing, an amazing guest. I would love to have them back on the show to see how their transition's gone, because they came to me and we talked, and it was just like, hey, I believe this person when they tell me that they're a legit one. I believe them because they were low key. They didn't care. They just wanted to tell their story. That's it. They didn't demand compliance or anything. We were able to disagree on everything and still had a great conversation. That was one of my all-time favorites. And it's nothing against trans people. It's against these radicals that are trying to force themselves. I have an anti-fucking bully thing. You're going to try to bully me into compliance. You got another fucking thing coming. I don't care what. You're going to try to make me take a vaccine. The same shit. You're not going to make me do anything. You're not going to tell me the sky's fucking purple when I see it's blue. You're not going to tell me that women, who are the most beautiful creatures God ever created, can be fucking mimicked by a dude. The most despicable, arguably the most despicable thing God's ever created. Man, women are beautiful, men not so much. It's just fucking awful, dude. Just fucking make up your mind already. Just shut the fuck up, by the way, with that shit. And as far as the both sides thing too, I mean, I care about women. That's why I fight against the LGBTQ bullshit. And people of color, every message I've had is, yeah, the culture sucks. Change it to be better. Get off the government's teat. It'll feel better when you earn your own fucking living in the world. Stop playing the fucking victim. That's the only way you're going to get ahead. Otherwise, you're always going to be falling behind. Why do you think Democrats are asking for reparations for black people, but they never fucking deliver? Because you're easy to control and manipulate, because you don't fucking know any better, man. Change the fucking culture and learn. Pick up a fucking book. Pick up a fucking hammer and nail and work. Do something. It's always about bettering yourself. The motherfuckers are telling you it's free, swipe your EBT. They're doing more harm to that community. All the black heroes, fucking all the rappers out there telling you to do all these crazy things and shit. They're the ones that are harming. They're the ones that hate you. They don't fucking get it. I'm just telling people to do better. And I love women. That's why I'm saying leave them the fuck alone. Let them have their sports. Let them have their own safe spaces. We have ours. You have theirs. And they have theirs. You have yours too, you fucking weird tranny. It's called the men's bathroom. It never goes in the opposite direction. You never see a woman go into a men's bathroom presenting as a man. I mean, if they are, you would never know, because they're not going to be fucking creepy pervs like the dudes are, fucking peeing and demanding urinals. It's making women all sorts of uncomfortable. It's fucking disgusting, man. It is fucking disgusting. I can't stand them. I can't even hide it. Like, I really do hate them. I hate the radical ones. I fucking hate them. I don't know, man. It's just so fucking stupid. And here's another one. This is all has to be from the same person. Different emails, but the same fucking attitude. So you've mocked woke culture, DEI, and progressive media for years in the solo shows. Have you ever considered that your audience might be absorbing harmful stereotypes and that you're partially responsible for radicalizing people towards intolerance? Now, I do understand that words are very powerful. And when you have a favorite podcast or a show that you listen to, and I know we're some people's favorite out there, I'm sure. Got a lot of listeners. I'm sure some of us. Some of y'all out there might think we're your favorite one, Some people might listen to my word as gospel, which I never said to do. I never said to listen to me and medical advice or anything. I always said, do your research and don't trust this shit. That's all. But, yeah, as far as like influencing, I'm just stating my opinions. Hopefully it hits home to people. My thing is always just don't shy away from it. Don't follow the trend. Do your own research. Don't listen to me on anything. Just listen to me. Just don't fucking take it as gospel, though, fact check me. I'm wrong all the time about stuff, I'm sure. But I can tell you, when it's matters of opinion or matters of the heart, I don't think I'm wrong. I know I'm right on a lot of this shit because I have common sense. I may not have a lot of smarts, but I have a lot of common sense. I got a lot of street smarts, not book smarts. And that's one thing that's kept me alive for 44 years this month. And, yeah, it's going to keep me alive for hopefully 5 more days. Yeah, I don't want to be around that much longer. And I'm sure that would make a lot of you happy if I died. But you know what? I think I might just stay alive out of fucking spite. No, even I'm not that spiteful. Take me out when the fucking time comes, please. Please let it fucking happen. But I don't think, I I understand that when you have a microphone, you have a responsibility. When you have a platform, you have a responsibility. And my platform is nowhere near the size of these motherfuckers out there and making millions of dollars doing this shit. But, no matter if you got, 10 people or 10,000 people listening to you every time you turn it on, it is a responsibility, because all it takes is one crazy person to fucking do something wild. And if one of my 10 listeners or 10,000 listeners fucking goes crazy and because of me, I would definitely feel guilty about it. But my thing is, I never incite anything. I just say, use your fucking head, use your common sense, be smart, treat people with respect, better yourself, better your lives, and better the lives of the people around you. Just do better. Pick people up with your hand instead of pushing them down with it. You know what I mean? Stop being greedy, stop being selfish. Be a fucking human being, get along. That's what I preach. If people go ahead and start doing that shit, I'd be extremely proud and happy. So fucking stupid, man. So when you cover stories about race, gender, or social justice with your sarcastic, dismissive tone, do you realize how privileged and out of touch you sound to anyone who actually experiences that oppression? I never thought about it, and I don't care. Because the shit that you guys bitch about, you guys are bitching about because you're extremely privileged, if you haven't noticed. Oh, I have a penis, I want to piss in the bathroom that doesn't have a penis and allowed. Yeah, that's a fucking privilege problem, because there's people out there starving. We have fat homeless people here. What the fuck is your problem? Telling me I'm fucking coming off as a condescending prick. Well, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. All right, so when I talk about stories that involve race, what am I saying that's so bad? I'm saying get yourselves out of the gutter, get yourself out of the ghetto and do better. Okay, and what's the problem with that? All right, when I talk about gender, I say protect women by keeping dudes out of their bathrooms and their sports. Let the transgender men play with the other men. You have a spot already. This isn't fucking oppression. This isn't hatred. This is common sense. What the fuck is your problem? I mean, seriously. If you're going to come at me, you got to be better than that. Fuck you. Oh my God. Why is the podcast so obsessed with attacking the left and woke idiots while barely ever holding the right or conservative religious extremism to the same standard? Is this just another grift for angry white guys who feel threatened by progress? Okay, let's pretend I'm white. Okay. And let's see here. The other thing about not holding the right of religious conservative stuff to the same standard. I do. What are you talking about? I hate Donald Trump for the fucking vaccine. I blame him for it. Operation Warp Speed, obviously. I can't stand him. I'll never love the guy as a politician. I was happy when he got elected, because you look at the other side, it was worse. And I don't love either side, to be honest with you. I just love the fact that the side that was pushing transgender ideology in our kids' classrooms did not win the election. The ones that wanted to keep us locked up, I'm happy they did not win the election. So yeah, I'm happy, and I hold the left more account because they're fucking insane. Have you seen the shit that they've been pushing? That's why they give me so much fucking content. When the right wing starts doing the same shit, sure. But I bash the right wing all the time. I don't like any of their commentators. I think they're all fucking grifters. Remember Dan Bongino, how much I was ripping on him and Kash Patel for not doing a fucking thing? The Epstein files, it's like, when are they going to release those? Of course, the UFO smoke screen they're doing. Really, there's not many of these fucking idiots that I like. I don't know what show are you fucking listening to? I don't like it. Seriously, I don't like it. Definitely it comes off as a right-wing show because the left is just that much crazier. But really, I don't give a fuck about any of them. All right. It's time. It's time to go to Snickerdoodle's Deep Dives. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Snickerdoodle's Deep Dives, brought to you by Binoid.com. All right. I love this segment so much. And the reason why this letter is going to be the deep dive segment is because someone took their time to write a letter and they're concerned about me. And I just wanted to read this one out to all of you in case you're concerned too. So the subject of this one is a concerned but still listening fan letter. Hey nerd, I've been listening to your podcast for a while now. Mostly your solo episodes lately where you're going off on things. But I'll be honest. I keep coming back even though a lot of what you say makes me uncomfortable. I think you're funny. The news segments are chaotic in a weirdly addictive way, and you don't sugarcoat things. That part I respect. Remind me of my dad. But as someone who cares deeply about social justice, equity, and protecting marginalized communities, I have to say that some takes land really poorly. The way you dismiss the woke culture as a joke, mock progressive ideas around gender identity, race, and systemic issues, and lean into the anti-left rhetoric feels like it punches down more than it punches up. I hate when you talk about trans issues, DEI, or quote unquote the left with your sarcastic tone. It comes off as dismissive of real harm that people in these communities face every day. It sometimes feels like the show amplifies the exact kind of hateful rhetoric that makes the world less safe for vulnerable groups. I get that you're going for this no hold barred honesty that obviously got you following, and that a lot of your audience eats it up. And yeah, the asshole shows are funny and entertaining. You should just do 3 of those. But have you ever sat with the idea that constantly framing progressive values as the problem might be contributing to the polarization and hostility a lot of us are trying to push back against? It would mean a lot if the show made more room for empathy toward the people you're critiquing instead of just roasting woke people. Anyway, I'm still listening for now, they put in quotes. Maybe one of these days, the take will surprise me in a better direction. Signed, a progressive listener who wants better. Wow. That was a shocker to wake up to the other morning, and I read it a couple of times, and I'm like, wow, they're a listener that wants me to stop doing the one show they listen to. You want me to do 3 shows a week, but get rid of the Wednesday show, then what would you listen to, sir? You said that's the one you listen to more. But thank you for the email, obviously. I appreciate it, and I do take your feedback under consideration. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you understand what the show's about. It's not about saying things that people want to hear. It's about saying things that I feel people need to hear. That's where you're getting it wrong, sir. The thing is I have very strong opinions, and the reason why the show was even born was because I've always felt like I never belonged. I've never felt like I belonged anywhere. I've never felt like I fit in, wearing masks my whole life growing up, not really knowing where I belonged or who I even was, having brain issues I never understood, mental issues. And as I started forming things and putting them together as I got older and started to understand things more, I became this person who just is unapologetically them 24/7. I have a lot of faults. I've said some things in the past to people I love and care about that I wish I could take back. And it's because I never understood what the fuck was wrong with me. And now I just have to live my life just being me, because that's all I know is being me. I say the things that are on my mind. I say the things that I feel. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry that you don't like it. That's the only thing I'll apologize is for your own closed-mindedness, that you live in an echo chamber where people don't say things that you don't like. You can't just leave it alone and just say, hey, listen, maybe I can learn something here. And I like the fact and I appreciate the fact that you listen to me. But the thing is if you want to listen to someone that you agree with all the time, then there are plenty of shows out there for you to listen to, bud. I don't need the one download from your device. I mean, this is the way it is. We got plenty of them. Run, believe, bitch. But still, you got to think, man. Because I listen to some left-wing shows once in a while. I do. I see a left-wing video. I'll click on it just to see what these maniacs are thinking. Because it's good to know both sides. It's good to hear other people. And the reason why we're in such a shitty universe and existence now is because we've lost that ability to talk. I remember back in the day, we used to be able to just look around, see different people and not care what they believed in or who they voted for. It was just what's in their head. How are they going to treat me? And we took it for granted because we never thought we would degenerate into a world like this, where it's like the content and character doesn't matter. It's all about the color of your skin, how you have sex, who you're with, this, that, and the other thing. It's just so many different things now make up this weird culture where we just don't even see people for who they are anymore, you know? When I talk to people, I like to talk to them. I like to get to know them, share things with them, lives and everything. You know, I like to build a strong connection. You don't see that anymore. People are so service level with everything. It's just ridiculous, you know? It's it's a broken, shattered world out there. It really is. It's very sad to see what happened. And, you know, this email here, I mean, while I appreciate it, it's still a bunch of bunk and bullshit to me. It really is. I mean, yeah, the people like it because they found someone that they can say, finally, someone's saying the things that I want to hear. And I'm not saying it for that. If nobody listened, I would still be saying the same things. I say it all in private. Anyone that knows me can tell you, that's Nerd. That's him. I get the same person. As soon as the show goes off, you start talking or texting or whatever. It's the same person I am on the show. Same person I'm right now. The same person I'll be till the day I die. I just wish I could handle the BPD a little bit better, because then I would still have had my pal. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. You take the heartache and you learn from that, and you just move on. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going for anything. You said no holds barred. I'm not going for anything. I'm being me, dude. I mean, I don't put on an act like you guys, you fucking liberals. You wake up in the morning, you look yourselves in the mirror and say, I'm going to make everything about Trump today. I'm going to make everything about politics. You never enjoy life because you're too busy trying to not enjoy it. You can see a beautiful flower growing in the ground and look at it and be like, all right, well, I got to see what's wrong with this. How can I be offended by this? You're never looking at the true beauty of things. You're looking at everything that can go wrong in every circumstance. Always looking to rip things apart. Going back in people's post history from years and years ago, trying to find something they said so you can bring it up and try to fucking attack them now. That is some vampiric behavior. It's so fucking disgusting. It is disgusting, you fucking blood-sucking pricks. It is so fucking weird how people will do that just to try to tear somebody down. And you're calling me the bad guy because I'm on here fucking saying things that come off the top of my head and things that I feel, things that come from my heart. You're calling me the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy. You are. You fucking fake virtue signaling fucking cunt. You're the problem. And with that, thank you for listening to Snickerdoodle's Deep Dives. Anyway, so that was fun. I have a lot of fun doing these episodes. You guys can always send in your questions, comments, whatever to voicesofmiserypodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, they're not always going to be nice and pleasant. I know last week I omitted a few of these, so I wanted to have a fun show. But this time I'm like, let me put in the bad ones too. And then that letter came through and I'm like, I got my deep dive for the week. So I'm happy, man. I'm just happy. What I'm going to do for the rest of the day here, it's Monday. I'm going to chill out, just enjoy the day. I got some stuff to do Wednesday morning. I'm going to be taking care of that. Just some business to take care of, big boy stuff. That'll be fun. And making a little money, all that good stuff. What else am I going to be doing here, man? I don't know. Weather's beautiful. Just hanging out. I'm going to be watching Insidious when that one comes out, but that's a few weeks away. I got Lioness. I'll be watching that, so I'll probably give the full review on Friday. I got to have a box of tissues while I watch that one. That's going to be sad watching that one alone. But yeah, anyway, man, that's just life for you, Life does its thing. By the way, Quest makes this really fucking good pumpkin bar, man. Holy shit, it's out for a limited time. For those keto-minded people out there, there's people who love pumpkin as much as Nerd does. This is my favorite time of the year. The pumpkin stuff comes out. I love everything pumpkin. It's my weakness. Banana too. Pumpkin and banana pudding. Oh my God, man. Ugh. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin everything. And then you got banana pudding. I can eat that shit all day long. Banana cake, crumbled stuff. Apple cider stuff is coming back. Man, it's going to be a fucking hell of a time here in the Nerd household. So yeah, these pumpkin ones are fucking legit. And they got like no sugar in them. So I love them even more. If you're keto, check them out. Not a sponsor of the show, just something I enjoy, something I've been snacking on lately. But yeah, I love you guys, man. You guys are fantastic. We love, coming on here and doing our thing and having you guys in our lives. It's been a true blessing in life to be able to do this show for as long as we have and amass the audience that we have here and now under contract to do a show that we did for free. This is a great time to be alive if you're the nerd, man. And I'm going to focus more on that than the bad things in life. And sis, you're out there. I want to talk to you. You guys have a good rest of your day, and thank you for listening to the Voices of Misery podcast.